Tonight, we're going to a village where a chilling silence has fallen because all the children have disappeared. This is a story about a dark ritual, a terrifying secret, and a lie that has poisoned an entire community. Let's get right into it. So, the whole thing kicks off with this really simple, but honestly, terrifying question. In this one small, isolated village, the kids are just gone. Not one or two, all of them. So, where did they go? All right, so this is where our main character comes in. His name is Rakesh, a government official who steps into this strange, quiet village looking for answers and finds a whole lot more than he bargained for. So, Rakesh works for the education department. His job on paper seems pretty straightforward. A local school went from having 75 kids to having 0. He's just there to figure out why. Simple, right? But, the moment he sets foot in this place, he realizes that official report doesn't even begin to cover it. The village is just dead silent. The streets are empty, there's no playing, no shouting, no laughter. It's a village without children. And that eerie silence is his first big clue that something is terribly wrong here. Rakesh goes to the village head, the guy in charge, and the excuse he gets is just lame. Oh, people just don't want to educate their children. It's such an obvious lie, a really flimsy cover-up for something much, much darker. And Rakesh, he knows it immediately. Yeah, Rakesh isn't buying it for a second, so he starts poking around on his own. And what he finds? Well, this is where things go from a simple investigation to a full-blown nightmare. He's walking around near this crumbling old temple, and that's when he finally hears it, the sound of children. But what he sees isn't kids playing tag or hide and seek. No, they're gathered around this weird little idol they made out of clay, shaped like some strange creature. And one kid is sitting in front of it, eyes closed, like he's meditating. So he walks up, trying to be friendly, and asks, "Hey, what game is this?" And this little kid just looks up at him, totally serious, and says, "We have to offer a sacrifice to the god." They call it the game of sacrifice. And right there, Rakesh's blood just turns to ice. Okay, we really need to pause and understand what this word Bali means, because it's a huge deal. This isn't like leaving out cookies and milk. Bali means ritual sacrifice. We're talking about an offering, often a living being, made to a god to keep them happy. These kids aren't just playing, they're acting out a horrifying ritual. So why on earth would kids be playing a game about ritual sacrifice? To figure that out, Rakesh has to dig into the local legend, the dark story that's got this entire village paralyzed with fear. He needs to learn about Maloch. So who or what is Maloch? Well, according to the villagers, it's this horrific being. It's got the body of a man, but the head of a buffalo. And the worst part, its stomach is hollow, and inside there's just this raging furnace. You see, the village has this terrible deal with Moloch. Here's how it works. On the night of the new moon, a child is chosen to be sacrificed to the furnace inside the god. If Moloch is happy, the village gets blessings, good crops, no sickness. But if he gets angry, he sends drought and plague. And the only person who can perform this ritual is their high priest, a man named Agoram. And this whole twisted story starts to get under Rakesh's skin. I mean, how could it not? That very night, he has this absolutely terrifying nightmare. He sees that same weird idol the kids made, but now it's real. It's massive, and the furnace in its gut is blazing. The village's horror is officially becoming his own. That nightmare, it feels so real that it actually leads him somewhere. He's drawn by a strange light deep in the forest and follows it to these old ruins. And there he is, the high priest, Agoram, in front of a real statue of Moloch, performing some kind of ritual. This is it. This is where the truth comes out. Rakesh is trying to stay hidden, watching from behind a wall, when Agoram, without even opening his eyes, just speaks. "Why are you watching from the shadows, government man? Since you've come this far, come forward." The priest, thinking they're alone, is about to reveal his entire twisted plan. And this right here, this is the whole conspiracy laid bare. On the left, you've got what the poor villagers believe, that Moloch is a god who protects them. But then Agoram reveals the truth, and it is so much worse. Moloch is a devil, and Agoram himself has been causing the droughts and plagues all along just to keep the fear going. He's not their holy protector. He's been using the sacrifices to gain dark power for himself. But see, Agoram made one massive, fatal error. He thought he and Rakesh were alone. They weren't. Rakesh had brought the villagers with him, and hiding in the shadows, they hear every single word. Decades of fear and faith just shatter in an instant, and all that's left is pure rage. The villagers' justice is swift, and it is brutal. But even as they get their revenge, you have to wonder, is the evil really gone, or did it just plant a seed for later? So that night, it's over. The villagers throw Agaram into the very same furnace he used for his sacrifices. The next morning, it's like a curse has been lifted. The village is full of light and laughter for the first time in years. Rakesh leaves, job done. But then, years pass, and one dark night, a mysterious figure creeps back to those same ruins. This person starts digging, and he unearths the buried statue of Maloch. He looks at it, smiles, and says, "Father, the time has come to return. Your ritual will not remain unfinished." In a flash of lightning, we see his face. He has the same cruel eyes as Agaram. It's his son, and he's back to finish what his father started. So, you see, they got rid of the man, but they didn't get rid of the ideology, the twisted ritual, the belief. It survived. It was passed on from father to son. And that leaves us all with this one truly chilling question. Will this horror just happen all over again?